Now it's my time to tell you what we are doing here today. Now, Bethel messed around and let me chair this situation. And I told them that if that happened, that we would go outside of the box. So yesterday we went outside of the box, and you can see today we're still outside of the box. We put together a thing about the role of a black man, the past, the present, and the future. And attached to that for our young men was a question, have we failed? And we heard from our young men yesterday that the past has been good, bad, and ugly. The present is good, bad, and ugly. And the future, if we don't really straighten up and fly right, as my grandmother used to say, will continue to be good, bad, and ugly. So I can't control anybody but myself, so I've committed myself to building black men that women can respect. Because I'm going to tell you the truth now, black men. Let me go over here in this old man corner. Women are pretty much tired of our mess. And things have gotten to the point that a large number of women these days don't respect men anymore. As a matter of fact, some of our women feel that they don't even need men anymore. Now, I'm going to have to do two things here. I'm going to have to beg of men to please let's be better. And I'm going to have to beg of women, please don't throw us all away. Because when you stereotype all black men as being about nothing, you include me. And if you do that, you are lying, the truth ain't in you. Let me tell you why I know it. Come up here, little mama. Help me out. Now, I want little mama to tell you whether I'm lying or not. Anytime I tell a lie, I want her to shake her head and let you know that I'm lying. All right. Now, some of us can't do that. Some of us can't do that. Now, this woman loves me. Okay? And I know that. I don't have to wonder about that. Because it's manifested in everything that she does every day and every night. Now, another fact. I love my little mama. This woman can go out into the world. She can experience any kind of mess from the whole wide world. She knows, though, when she steps back across that threshold of our little house, she doesn't have to worry about no disrespect, no fussing, no cussing, no name calling, no nothing but peace and comfort. She doesn't have to worry about it. You see? And I know that it's tight. If I didn't have the confidence, I wouldn't have called her up here to have her make a lie out of me. Because I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to bring a brother up here who did a thing yesterday on what women represent in a wife, in a marriage. And I'm going to show you how it's very, very important for men to know whether or not they are leading, and I did say lead in, because God gave us that job. But you can't lead shucking and jiving. You can't lead if you don't have it. You can't lead if you're not intelligent. You know? You have to study to have yourself approved in order for a woman to be able to just stand back off you and look at you and know that you're about something. If you go into your house, if you've had a bad day at the job or whatever, and your wife says to you, good evening, and then you have to come out with something like, what's so darn good about it? There's something wrong with you. So you've got to straighten up you first, and then you got to get out there in that world, and you got to straighten up that mess out there that is messing you up before you get back home to communicate with the person who's there, who loves you and trusts you and respects you. Because if you don't, man, you're going to mess it up.
That's right.
Now, Brother Scott Muhammad, would you please come up here? No, ma'am. Don't go nowhere. Please don't go nowhere. And would you please take that little baby and let his little mama come up here too? He doesn't call her little mama, but he treats her like she's a darling little mama. Now, Brother Scott, I want you to run that piece that you ran yesterday on what that woman really represented in marriage and how she got you charged up as a man. And you got to keep it to 2 minutes. Because if you don't, I'm going to take the mic back.
Good morning. It's good to be here. I really appreciate everybody receiving us. Basically what we were dealing with yesterday was the destruction of the black family and how to put it back together. And as Paul said, you know, let us all reason together. Reason is predicated on definition. So in order to reason, you have to define what you're talking about. Because if I say my wife, and I got one idea of what a wife is, and she got another, we're going to have a problem. So we have to have a common definition of man, marriage, husband, and wife. And so as a husband, I had to know what a husband was before going into a marriage with my wife. A husband, according to Jesus, is a man who tends, takes care of, maintains, and cultivates a vineyard that does not belong to him. So I had to recognize that my wife, the word my in there is subjective. She's God's daughter. And when I say my wife, it's not that she belongs to me, but that denotes my responsibility to her. Okay? And then as my wife, I had to understand before I got off, because, you know, I was watching my dad, and my mom, I love my dad, but, you know, what a wife was to him, wash, iron, freak, etc. You know, a wife, according to the old language, they didn't have letters. When you went back in Hebrew and you found the word wife, it was helpmeet, and it was symbolized by an eyeball and an axe. And a lot of people think that meant a battle axe, but that's not what she is. She's an eyeball and an axe. It meant the seer of danger and the revealer of the enemy. So my wife don't have to be in a crowd of people with me but 5 minutes to be able to tell me who is for me and who is against me. Because she reveals to me the outward enemy. But then when we go home and it's just she and I know she loved me. Like I was watching Sister in Chief, and she loves to watch this man work. She loves his work, and she loved to watch him work. And when Chief is working, if he starts slacking off, she know what his work is, so she ask him a question. Well, why'd you do it like that? And Chief freezes, and he got to go back and do it right. Same with my wife. Her job, her description is to see everything in me that is not Christ and call it out. Because she don't want nothing less. And she ain't supposed to settle for nothing less than Christ. I don't know where we get it from that she should have something less than Christ. Mother Boynton here, she shouldn't experience no son less than Jesus. That's where we start, because that's where he finished. Do you follow that? We start at the height that Jesus left at. And when we're not doing that, then our woman is dissatisfied.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. This is not for fanfare, people. You know, listen to what we're saying. Take it with you. Use what you can. Thrash out the rest. Now, thank you, man.